Welcome, welcome to Monday. I will not trouble you with arcane reflections on a weekend of fun and frolic, because as always, there are things to do, people to meet, and lots of good music. Now, if you were given to understatement, you might call it an extravaganza tonight. We'll meet the recently ennobled maestro whose latest musical triumph, in a quiver full of blockbusting successes, is Amigos para Siempre, the theme for the Olympic Games in Barcelona this year, together with one of its singers, Sarah Brightman, and we'll have the exclusive world premiere of the song, as sung by Sarah and Jose Carreras. Now, Jose Carreras is the musical director of the Games of the 1992 Olympics and the musical director of Spain's other monumental happening this year, Expo 92 in Seville, is my first guest. And I'm pleased to say he's graced us with his presence and magnificent voice in the past, and so it's with the greatest of pleasure and anticipation that we welcome singing a classic Spanish song from his latest album, Placido Domingo.
Cantar se vuelve gitano cuando es para ti. Mi cantar es de fantasía. Mi cantar flor de melancolía. Granada, tierra ensangrentada en tardes de toro, mujer que conserva el embrujo de los ojos moros, de sueño rebelde y gitana cubierta de flores. Manola cantada en coplas preciosas. No tengo otra cosa que darte que un ramo de rosas de suave fragancia que dieran marco a la Virgen morena. Granada, tu tierra está llena de lindas mujeres, de sangre y de sol.
It's a bit different than singing in opera, isn't it, when you sing in a television studio?
It is. I mean, in the opera, of course, you have all the concentration of the drama, the whole story it has to follow. And but on the other hand, you know how many millions are watching you now? This is quite impressive, you know. Yeah. You have maybe few people in the studio, but the millions, and they are that scurrying tube, you know.
Now, you still like performing old favorites like Granada?
Oh, yes. It is wonderful. I have been recording now for a few years, so they have put now an edition of 20 CDs, and of course Granada with opera.
It's a magnificent package. It's a real package, isn't it? Yeah. How many CDs?
20. And in one of the CDs, of course, there are popular songs. So Granada is like a seal, you know, so you have to do that one.
Of course, and everybody expects it of you, and we love to hear you sing it as well.
Good.
Now, you're just celebrating your 21st anniversary at Covent Garden with Sanson, Samson, and Delilah. You got a hero's reception there as well, didn't you?
Oh, that was wonderful. The performances, they have been going very, very well. And, you know, the public in England is extraordinary. And we have added to this, in my visit, there were some prom, one of the performances, it was a prom, so that's a very, very warm public. And then it has been 2 of the performances at the Piazza.
You're very keen on that, aren't you, bringing opera to the people?
It's very important, and I tell you, I think that it's not an opera needs more public. Opera really has a lot of public and lots of following in this country, you know.
But it's just expensive. People,
it is expensive.
And there are only 1 or 2 opera houses, so you can't always have opera, can you?
Sure, but also it can happen sometimes and the public is not, some people hasn't been maybe interested, and they see it for the first time, you know, they are passengers there at the square, and they said, well, let's see how it is. And then they really love it, and they come.
Yes. See, what worries them, quite apart, the music, of course, has its attractions of great performers like you, but, for instance, Sanson's Samson and Delilah is in fact in French. So you overcome that with subtitles.
Yeah, they put the subtitles, and I think that's a great help.
That's a terrific
It's a great help. Even some people, they say, no, it should never been. I totally agree, because you see the public more enthusiastic in the intermissions. They have find out about what's going on really a lot more, and they start talking about the story, you know. They really realize something that maybe even if they have seen La Bohème or Tosca, Carmen, many times, they were not aware of many of the really things and the text say, you know?
Intricacies of the
story.
So
then they know better the story.
Yeah. Now, next month, you mentioned Tosca. You're appearing, I don't quite understand this, you're appearing in a 24-hour production of Tosca, staged at actual locations. I mean, how is that going to work?
To be honest, I mean, it's going to be an adventure, you know. We are going to make it. We are going to make it about 2 times before. We are going to try this. The first act of Tosca, it takes place in the Sant'Andrea della Valle, in the church of Sant'Andrea della Valle, and that's at 12 o'clock noon. Then the second act is Palazzo Farnese at 8 o'clock in the evening, and the third act is at the Castel Sant'Angelo at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Is your voice going to be ready at 6 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. That's, you know, we are going, it's not a matter of not being ready at 6 o'clock. I suppose you can be ready at any hour if you have your logical rest and you warm up. The thing that is scaring is to warm up for 12 o'clock, then you rest, you eat, whatever, and you have to warm up again for 8 o'clock. Yeah. Then you have to eat something and you have to sleep, otherwise you won't be able to have the energy, you know. And then you have to warm up again, so that's the big question mark.
It sounds like a fantastic idea. Are we going to see it on television? Are we going to
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's something extraordinary because both BBC and Channel 4 are getting together, so it is unbelievable. It
must have been big to bring them together.
Yeah, I tell you, that's why.
Deadly enemies.
Yes.
Now, Spain's the focus of attention this year. It's extraordinary that there's Expo 92 at Seville, for which you are, I think, the musical director, and Jose Carreras, the musical director for the Olympics. What exactly did you do for Expo 92? You sang at Expo 92, did you?
Yeah, I have been singing and conducting. But yes, I conduct Jose. We opened the expo with Carmen. and he was the Don Jose in those performances. And we are very, very proud and very happy that we are bringing 9 theaters, you know, most of the great opera houses in the world. Unfortunately, it was not possible to bring Covent Garden because of scheduling. They are going to Japan at the time we were trying to bring them. But we have La Scala, we have the Liceo from Barcelona, we have the Metropolitan Opera from New York.
Is this for Expo?
Expo.
What are you going to do for the Olympics? Are you going to sing at the Olympic Games?
For the Olympics, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. Jose is organizing the thing, and we are getting all together, all the opera singers, for a beautiful opening ceremonies. And I think they keep it a little bit like a mystery. I don't think I'm supposed to say it. Maybe
it's too late now. You've said it.
No, what I mean is what we are going to do.
Yes, okay. No, all right. We won't.
I don't talk specifically.
I won't be asking. But okay. It sounds very exciting. It is extraordinary, isn't it, that opera or great singers, great operatic tenors like Jose, Luciano, and yourself have been associated with sporting things now. For the World Cup, you see, you sang together. Now, you could have been a football star, of course. I mean, you were a goalkeeper, weren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. That's right. You could have been playing in the Europe... Well, you couldn't, because Spain didn't...
Well, right now, even if I was a goalkeeper by now, I'll be retired, you know, for a long time.
What is it about singers and goalkeepers? Because Julio Iglesias was a goalkeeper as well, wasn't he?
Yes, that's right, yes. I don't know, it is... Maybe it's a comfortable position, but it's a very difficult one, you know.
It's a frightening position. You also wanted to be a bullfighter, I believe.
Yeah, that was a very, very... I believe that every child in Spain, you know, when you are little, you want to be either a football player or a bullfighter, you know. But that was very...
Yeah. And will we see, because you see, we think of you, Jose Carreras, Pavarotti, together, those of us who love fine singing, we always want... Everybody wants you to get together again and sing together again. I mean, are you happy with each other's company? Do you get on well together?
All right.
Would you come together for choice, or are you both all jealous of each other?
No, I think you know what it is. It is very, it's really very bad when the newspapers they make the, you know, they really make the stories because
as if there is a rivalry.
Yeah, when we were, of course, it is a competition. I mean, nobody wants to be number 2 or number 3 or number 4 or number 10. Maybe you are 20. I don't know. You know, but you always work in whatever you do in life to try to be number 1. So if they ask you, will you settle to be number 5? I said, well, if I can be number 1, I won't settle to be number 5. But then it's a matter of taste. For some people, you might be number 1, you might be number 3 or number 20.
Yeah.
So it is just a matter of the competition is very big, but the admiration for each other, it is really bigger because we know how difficult it is. And that evening in Caracalla, it shows. We were really breathing every time the other one was singing, and we were the 3 together like this, so that was beautiful.
It was wonderful, too. It's very good of you to come and join us.
Please
stay.
Thank
Placido Domingo. Now, Placido is going to stay to meet, well, your friends and mine, both responsible together and individually for filling theatres the world over. Now is the turn of the sporting arena. This gentleman is the composer of the official Olympic anthem, Amigos para Siempre, and the lady is one of the singers of what I'm sure will be an historic piece. Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber and Sarah Brightman. Good to see you. First of all, we must congratulate you. I know you're too modest a man, really, to fuss about it, but congratulations on the knighthood. It's richly deserved.
Thank you. It hasn't really sunk in, I have to tell you. It's also very embarrassing because all my friends are laughing like crazy.
Yeah, because
you get the jokes you get, you know.
Yeah. Now, you've written the official anthem for the Olympics. How did you manage to get involved in that?
Well, I obviously know Jose, and he's producing the music for the games, and he asked me if I would write something. At one time, there was a thought, actually, that it might be for all three of you, but it didn't really work out because of dates and times and everything, and then he suggested, why not a duet with a girl? And I thought, well, it's got to be operatic, so naturally I thought of young Miss Brightman here, who I have worked with over the few years.
Not so young anymore.
I'm very pleased with it. It's worked really well. It's great fun.
Yeah. And how you were brought into it then? Was Sarah your first choice?
Well,
apart from
no,
the
I
tenors.
wasn't. I wasn't actually.
Now, go on, I'll be honest here.
No, I think you tried a few people
yeah,
out,
what we did
haven't
was the song was originally written for, you know, operatic voices, and we thought we'd try to see whether it would work with Gloria Estefan. But Gloria herself just said, look, it's way out of my range, and I can't do it. We had to make the record quite quickly. So I called up Sarah and sort of said,
well, in fairness, you've always extolled Sarah's extraordinary range.
Well, it is remarkable. I mean, she's one of the few, I mean, we all know about our personal stuff, but our professional side, I mean, has always remained intact, because I think she's one of the most remarkable singers I've ever worked with and hope to work with a lot more.
Thank you, that's very kind of you.
That's nice. Now, I know you've performed before many millions of people and before great theatre audience, but is it going to be slightly worrying when you get up there? I think it's on the finale, isn't it? The final day that you and Jose Carreras sing it.
Yes.
To millions and millions and billions of people
I know.
all over the world.
I think you think, because we all perform all the time, you think, oh, this is going to be fine, you know, I'll just do it as normal. But I think at sort of the last 5 seconds, you'll get up there and you think, oh, my God, this is it. So we'll have to see. I just pray I don't stumble.
Anyway, I mean, you're all old friends. I mean, you've worked together before.
Sure.
Yes, when have you worked?
Well, it was the Requiem Mass back in 1985.
Absolutely.
Dates us, doesn't it?
Beautiful, beautiful piece.
Yeah. And in fact, you worked with Placido before.
Yes,
we
went back. We did a television special on BBC.
We have a little clip of something here that will surprise and delight you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight.
Wasn't it? He was trying to hide himself in a dark corner, but that percussionist on the right was, in fact, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Just, what a loss you were.
Well, I agree.
To the orchestra.
A dead loss.
Have you received offers to appear in any of Andrew's musicals?
Well, only the Requiem. Really, I'm looking forward so much. One day, we were talking before, I really want to do the Phantom. I don't know how, where, and when, because obviously I don't have the time, but the score is superb.
Well, now's the time to embarrass him into it now. If you...
Yeah?
Why won't you have this man as the Phantom of the Opera?
Well, I'd like it. It might be fun. It'd be fun if we found like a couple of weeks somewhere where we could do it somewhere. I mean, it would obviously have to be a kind of one-off thing.
It would be amazing.
We'd have to have Sarah with it as
well.
Wonderful
I would
if
be
you
really
did
looking forward, you know. But first of all, I have to look for time to really rehearse well, because that's so important.
But that's the score you like, is it? You like
I
that
love the score. Right. And I was very involved, actually, because Andrew and me, in those days, we have a little more time. Even I was more often in London, so I was working very much during the time you start to think about the Phantom, because it was after the Requiem.
That's right.
After the Requiem, immediately.
Placido heard a lot of the songs when they were being written.
Well, in fact, he wrote me a song, then after has become so popular.
Yes.
Because it's called, you know, do you recognize this melody? Is it, And I say, I don't talk to strangers, it's just a waste of time.
And it became All I Ask of You.
We're sorry to see Aspects closed.
Yes,
That must have been a disappointment for you both.
Well, not really, though, because, I mean, it did 1,400 performances.
But I remember you saying that you thought that one would run longer than anything.
No, I think I said I think it would probably outlive a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think that it was never, ever in my mind that it would be a huge, huge commercial success. And in fact, it has been. I mean, you know, you can't really complain. The album was #1 and all of that. But I mean, it's a more complex show than some of them. There's a lot more in it. But we're very pleased because there's going to be a film of it. And I hope very much that Sarah will be
It's a very intense story, isn't it? It is of any of the stories.
In fact, I think it would lend itself to a film in many ways better than the theatre, because there's an awful lot of scenes and small scenes and action and things that would, I think, would be better if it was filmed.
Yeah. But you're particularly affected. Obviously, you're out of work now, Sarah.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Are you available for concerts, bar mitzvahs?
Anything.
Well, Andrew is working on another musical. I mean, I know that. So there might be room again.
And she's too young for Norma
No.
Desmond.
I'm too young and too old for the other parts, so I'll have to forget that.
Yes, the other part's too small.
It's Sunset Boulevard, and of course it's the Gloria Swanson role, and you are far too young for that. Have you cast that yet?
No, but I've sort of got to a point now where I begin to know what the music's going to be, and I know what the score's going to look like. So I've got an idea in my mind of what type of person to go for. But I never actually cast anything until I finished it. And then one has to sort of go through very carefully an audition.
So when will it open, do you think? When will Sunset Boulevard
I mean, a guess, May next year, I would think. That's what I'm aiming for, anyway.
And what about fatherhood? How is it affecting you? You're looking,
Noisily.
I mean, you're looking reasonably well.
Noisily. He's got
what's
red
he
hair.
look like?
Red hair and looks like Neil Kinnock.
She's absolutely
That's
beautiful.
That's a judgment, really, isn't it? I mean, when you think of all the work that you did for John Major with the anthem and all the rest
Well,
of it, and the final television commercial for the Tories, it's only justice, isn't it? The child looks like Neil Kinnock.
He's actually a really beautiful baby. I've seen him, and he's really sweet. It's lovely.
Yeah.
He's got a bad temper.
Has
Yes,
he? Where
like
the hell does
his
he get that from?
Oh, I shouldn't have said anything.
Can you tell us a little bit about the video that we're going to see? Because we're going to see the world premiere of Amigos para Siempre. I mean, where did you make it? What?
We made it in Barcelona, and we did it in various places, in a square, in a beautiful house. I mean, it was a fabulous day. We did it with a director called Hugh Hudson.
Hugh Hudson directed Chariots of Fire.
Oh, well,
So, and they've let us have all of the footage of some great moments from the Olympics. So it's cut together very well.
oh, we're looking forward to seeing. Thank you all. Placido, Andrew, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all three. On Wednesday, I'll be in good old Gotham City for the return of the Caped Crusader Batman, talking to Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, and Michelle Pfeiffer. That won't be fun, of course. And till then, chums, and meanwhile, we will leave you with the world premiere, the first ever public performance of this year's Olympic anthem, Amigos para Siempre. So buena suerte. Hasta luego. Miércoles a 7. Adiós.
Can look into my eyes and see the way I feel and how the world is treating me. Maybe I have known you forever. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amigos para siempre means a love that never ends. Friends for life, not just the summer or the spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. a summer or a spring, amigos para siempre.
We share memories I won't forget, and we'll share more, my friend. We haven't started yet. Something happens when we're together.
When I look at you, I wonder why there has to come a time when we must say goodbye. I'm alive when we are together. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amigos para siempre means a love that cannot end. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre.